guys? Hello and welcome back to SpursRelated podcast and YouTube channel. And of course, today we're talking about the Spurs Leeds game, which has just finished 30 minutes ago. As you can tell by the upbeat kind of tone, we are talking about a 4-3 Tottenham win today. Wow, I'm just catching my breath with that game. I really did think we were dead and buried at 3-2 down. Even at halftime, we know that we start poorly. Myself and Andre predicted that we would start poorly again. It doesn't really take an expert to kind of predict that, but what a match. I'm just going to check if my sound's working because, my sound is working. But, guys, hope you guys are absolutely buzzing with the result. I mean, what a win. And it's our last game for, 6 weeks. So it's absolutely class that we could get the result that we desperately needed. We don't make it easy for ourselves. We know that. But wow, can we just talk about how good Bentancur and Kulusevski were that game and have been for many, many months. Bentancur obviously getting 2 late goals, 81st and 84th minute to win the game 4-3. And listen, Leeds gave us a great game. Leeds gave us a fantastic game. They were sharp, they were quick on the counter, and they took full advantage of the fact that our defence wasn't good at times. So a few mistakes, and listen, they made full advantage of it. I'm very, very happy, obviously, to get the result, but I would also say we weren't brilliant. David's in here. He says, I'm from Leicester, just taking my 5th migraine tablet. Sorry to hear that. Probably from all the stress of Spurs, to be honest. And Leo's saying, what a war. But guys, if you are watching, let me know what you guys thought of the game, because it was an absolute cracker to go off of for the World Cup. I mean, the World Cup is literally in, 10 days' time now. So, yeah, what a game to end off on. I would say that, at the end of the day, we did need that international break. But also at the same time, every single game, starting that game first half so poorly. I wonder if it will change after the World Cup. It's certainly something that needs to be looked at. Everyone's saying, a lot of people saying Conte does it on purpose, but every single half, I mean, we got booed off at half time. It's a crazy turnaround again. And it's something that we really need to change on in the second half of the season. David's saying Conte didn't win that game. Leeds coach lost it when they were well on top. He took a forward off and put on a centre-back. Yeah, I think the thing with Leeds is they're prone to conceded goals. I mean, I predicted a 3-1 Spurs win, but I also wasn't surprised it was 4-3. I mean, listen, a lot of people I said it was going to be high scoring, but listen, I didn't expect Leeds to score 3 goals, but I'm also not surprised the way we've been defending recently. There is definitely some cracks to fix. There is definitely some work that needs doing in January. Andre said it himself. We need a busy January window. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of that needs to happen defensively. We really need, we need 2 or 3 better defenders. I think you guys would all agree when I say that. Bentancur, Kulu and Kane were brilliant. Yeah, Kane also was absolutely fantastic. But for me, obviously Bentancur, I'd say man of the match, but closely followed by Kulusevski, who was absolutely phenomenal. Really did run the show today. Williams also in here saying, Jesus Christ, Emerson. I'm sure he plays against us. Listen, I think the less said about him, the better, especially as we get a break from it from the World Cup. But let's just stay positive on the absolutely fantastic performances of some of those players today, especially second half. As we said many, many times, second half is where we sort of rise to our best. And it's just a massive shame we don't play like that first half. I mean, in the 75th minute, 80th minute, whenever Leeds went 3-2 up, with that great goal from Rodrigo. But again, defensively, we let him in far too easily. But I would say that was a fantastic finish from Rodrigo. And we did do our player picks, and we did pick out Rodrigo and Somerville, who both scored. Well, Rodrigo got 2 goals and Somerville scored 1. And I also said, if one of them scores, the other one seems to score. And that exactly did happen today. So, listen, I'm also not surprised that Leeds are losing games because defensively they were absolutely shocking. And Kulusevski ran him ragged on that right-hand side. It was absolutely fantastic to see. Now, we pray for an Arsenal loss. Absolutely, Leo. We could definitely do with that. And David's also saying Leeds had 8 players out, which makes this game even worse. To be honest, we've got to ride our luck. We've had a lot of injuries ourselves as well. So, to be honest with you, you have to take the rough with the smooth as well at times as well. But guys, do smash the thumbs up button if you do like these live reactions. It is just myself today, but don't forget, Jack has been to the game and he says it's a quality vlog that he's producing for you guys. So make sure you look out for that later this evening. I'm sure it was absolute scenes when we went 4-3 up. So definitely check that out and look out for that. But guys, let's talk about top 3 players for Tottenham, as we always do. I've kind of already given you guys mine, and so has actually David. But for me, if I had to order it, I'd just say Bentancur, just for those 2 very key goals. But Kulusevski was influential today. Absolutely phenomenal, providing assists, and he's just so good technically. He just adds a completely different dimension to our game. When we look lost going forward, he kind of just holds the ball out, beats a player and cuts inside, puts in a nice cross, and it just causes a completely different Spurs attack. Whereas before, normally we're trying to feed it to Kane, who then drops deep and then has no one to play it to. It's just completely different when we have Kulusevski, who just adds that completely different dimension. And we need Kulusevski to stay fit for the second half of the season, because we have been very poor offensively without him. He makes that massive, massive difference. There's Luke saying in here, look, big up, mate. Thanks for joining. Hope you're buzzing with the win as well, mate. He said Kulu is the best player we now have at Spurs. And to be honest with you, I don't think that's a bold statement. I think Kulusevski has honestly been an absolute revelation and probably arguably our most important signing in the last 7-8 years, to be honest with you. I can't think of a player other than maybe even like an Alderweireld. Other than that, I think that is the signing we've made in the last 7-8 years that has been so good. And obviously Bentancur, who's he's very quickly becoming one of my favourite players in a Spurs show over the last few years. He's absolutely phenomenal. Gliding past players again today, just absolutely quality. David's saying it's 0-0 Newcastle, Chelsea. Hopefully, I think a draw would be the best result in this one. Newcastle really are a top 4 rival now. They're absolutely brilliant. But guys, talk to me about your top 3 players today, other than Bentancur and Kulusevski. Who would you put as number 3? I think David said Kane. I would probably agree, but also I thought that defensively, I don't think you can put anyone in there. I mean, Dyer made a mistake today. Sanchez made a mistake on the 3rd goal. Dyer made a mistake on the 2nd goal. Richarlison, was he great today? Probably not. But I mean, Basuma did all right when coming on as well. Really did lock it up at, in the midfield, and we didn't really look as fragile. But I just think for me, Kulusevski and Bentancur were miles ahead. They were just absolutely levels above today. And honestly, these 2 players have to be playing every single game, week in, week out after the World Cup. But obviously, Sweden not going to the World Cup. Kulusevski gets a rest, but Bentancur playing for Uruguay, he could come back very tired as well, as we know a lot of our players looking quite leggy. David's saying, I think we could got better striker for 50 million than Richarlison. What do you guys think of Richarlison's performance today? I thought it was not his better performance, not one of his best, but also at the same time, like he tries very hard. I think he's really trying. He hasn't scored a Premier League goal yet for Tottenham, and I just think he's probably trying too hard maybe at times, which also then affects his performance. That is how I would review it. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know. But maybe just a couple more things, guys. Maybe World Cup. Who do you expect to come back sort of also more tired than other players? Because obviously I expect England to get quite far, but then that means Harry Kane comes back tired. Does he then have to have rests? Do we have to look at Richarlison as a striker and Son as a striker? Because also South Korea, obviously Son going. Will South Korea get far? I doubt it, but I guess you never know with the World Cup, really. So yeah, I personally think today it just showed that second half performances are just levels above the first half. Again, it's been the story of the season. Maybe the back end of the season it'll be the other way around. Maybe we'll start games quickly and then go on the back foot. But I doubt it. I just don't know what it is. It's so bizarre. Like it's like we expect it every single game. And I just don't understand that. I really don't. If I had to rate Kulusevski and Bentancur today, I'd be putting them in the 8s and 9s for sure. Without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. But Richarlison as well in that front three. Is he in the right position? That's the other thing. Playing on the left. I mean, for Everton, a lot of the time he was playing more central, wasn't he? Or certainly alongside Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Richarlison's first touch is shocking, says David. Again, I just think it's a mix of the players almost wary about the World Cup. Like, don't forget this game today. I mean, there was a red card, Tyler Adams, 2 yellows, 2 silly. The second challenge was stupid, but is this a sign that the players they were just waiting for the World Cup? They didn't want to make bad tackles. They didn't want to try and, get in any sort of situation where they could get injured. I feel like at times that could be the reason why we've seen players look a bit more lethargic and maybe a bit more passive. That's the England team, says David. Is coming home. I sure do hope so. But guys, let me know what you think of the second half of the season, because obviously it looks like Arsenal, Man City losing to Brentford earlier. It looks like Arsenal are going to top the table before Christmas. I think that's a given now, which is annoying. But as we know, there is so many more games to go. We've got over half a season left to cram in about 5 months. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Obviously, we've got the Champions League. We haven't got the Carabao Cup to worry about now. Was that a good thing? I don't think so. But also, there is going to be so many games. Champions League, FA Cup, and Premier League all to come after the World Cup. I really do think that January is now so important after the World Cup. Obviously, the players that then do well in the World Cup go shooting up in price, like in the summer window when it's normally in the summer. This window is going to be the January window where it's going to be important after the World Cup, where players put in incredible performances and then they're sought after for their price doubles, triples, quads in value. So January is so key. I'm sure Paratici and team are already looking at a few players, but then if they have absolute worldies in the World Cup, their price suddenly goes through the roof. So we do look like we need to spend big in January, and Leo is exactly right here. But let's see. The England team will be coming home early. David, that is not the spirit. That is not the spirit with the likes of Harry Kane leading the line. You've got to be positive about England for the summer, for sure, surely. But, I mean, it's hard to put a bottom three for the Tottenham team today because there was a few individual mistakes. I would say Davinson Sanchez, Dyer. Obviously, Davies scored, and I thought he was the better defender out of the 5, not just because of the goal, but I thought he looked better defensively than the others as well. Emerson made some horrific passes, which was really, really poor. And then left wing back Perisic, he had an okay game, but also like not fantastic. If we go through sort of how the rest of the Premier League results went, because obviously this has obviously affected our position. We're back to 3rd. We move above Newcastle, who are 4th, although they are currently playing Chelsea. So by the time some of you guys watch this, maybe Newcastle, if they beat Chelsea, go back above us. Liverpool getting a 3-1 win. Nunes with 2 and Firmino with 1. Nunes is kind of coming to his own. Bournemouth smashed Everton 3-0, which is huge for them. Obviously, Man City lost the early kickoff at home 2-1, finally losing their unbeaten record at the Etihad. Leicester beat West Ham 2-0, which I think is brilliant. But Maddison went off injured with a hamstring injury, which is very sad. And I've actually just seen it in the chat as well. David saying, yeah, he came off with a hamstring injury. Really, really sad to see. Obviously, Maddison getting the pick in the England team and then getting injured. I feel so sorry for the guy. Hopefully, he can still play some part. Our game was the highest scoring. Nottingham Forest beat Palace 1-0. Good win for them. So a lot of the teams near the bottom getting good results today. Forest with a win. Southampton obviously lost, but Wolves playing Arsenal later. Can they do us a huge favour and get off the bottom of the Premier League table? But to be honest with you, like if you look at the assists today, there wasn't actually many assists other than Kulusevski that was a clear-cut assist. If you think about it, the Ben Davies goal didn't really have an assist. Harry Kane's kind of came off the deflection of a corner off a save, so that didn't count as an assist. Bentancur's first goal didn't have an assist either. It was just Kulusevski to set up Bentancur at the end. So Kulusevski, again, another assist. The guy is phenomenal. 5 assists again already this season. 8 assists last year. It's 30. So Kulusevski has recorded 13 assists in 27 Premier League games. In 27 Premier League appearances. So every time he makes an appearance for Spurs, every other game he makes an assist. I think that's an incredible record for someone that has come in new to this league and just made a complete impact. Like 27 games. He's only played 27 appearances for us and 13 assists, 6 goals. So 19 goal contributions in 27 games from Kulusevski in the Premier League. That is a crazy stat right there. I don't know if anyone's tweeted that. 27 matches played, 13 assists, 6 goals. So 19 goal contributions in 27 matches for Kulusevski. What an absolute player. That is some serious stats right there. You know, nearly you're 8 goals off getting a goal or an assist every single match. For me, that is an incredible record, an absolutely incredible record. I don't know if I'm overdoing it on that one, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think Kulusevski has been one of our best signings in the last 10 years? Do you think that's too bold to make? Let me know. But stats-wise, 55% possession, but in the second half, we had 7 goal attempts. First half, 7 goal attempts. But Leeds just took their chances in that first half. They really did with the 2 goals. And Rodrigo's second goal was a really good goal, to be fair. Bentancur also picked up a card. I think he must be quite close to a suspension because he's got 5 yellows. I'm not sure when that resets. One of you guys in the chat might be able to let me know. But he's also got 2 yellows in his last 2 matches and 1 in the Carabao Cup. So obviously that one doesn't matter. But 5 in the league. Talk to me, guys, about how you think Harry Kane played today, because a lot of people saying he played very well. It was a good finish for the first goal. Was that a foul on the keeper by Longley? He sort of bundled the keeper, which was very controversial. I would have not been surprised if that got disallowed, and I'm surprised VAR didn't look at it because Longley basically put him into the back of the net. It was kind of like a crazy situation. But listen, I'm happy it didn't get disallowed. I'm very happy. Which we needed that goal. We definitely needed that goal after going 1-0 down so early. But guys, if you want to bring up a talking point for the last 5 minutes, let me know what you want to talk about, and let's put in a little discussion in the chat. But one more thing to kind of consider is, I guess, second half, the amount of corners it seemed like we had. Or in the game, we had 9 corners to their 2. And obviously, it feels like sometimes we're playing for these corners, like, because we're scoring. I think we've scored the most amount of goals from corners in the entire Premier League this season. And that has got to be something to do with this set-piece coach that has made a huge impact. Fantastic impact. You know, we really do look dangerous from the set pieces. And defensively from the set pieces, we look a bit shaky. So maybe we need to do something about that. But offensively, fantastic from corners again. And the atmosphere today, that's the last thing I want to talk about. The atmosphere at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium today, first half seemed very hostile. Like they got booed off at half time. And second half, when we got that goal to make it 2-2, it kind of just ramped up. Then we went 3-2 down and the fans were still all behind the players. And then the scenes at the end, it looked like absolute jubilation there, which was very loud there. David saying those Spurs fans who said Kulusevski and Bentancur were Juventus rejects and average players and Kulu was slow, they will be choking their humble pie. Absolutely. If there's ever a time to do that, it is today, when both of those 2 players were absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, so good. So good. I would put them both at a 9 today. That is how good they were. But honestly, this World Cup, I'm now looking forward to. That is what we got to look forward to. And then we come back, I believe our first game back is against Brentford. Let me just double check for you guys. Fixtures. Our first game back is Brentford away on Boxing Day, who obviously go into that game technically on a 2-1 win against Man City away at the Etihad. So, wow, what a game that's going to be. And then we'll move into the new year on New Year's Day against Aston Villa at home. Then it goes on to Palace away, Arsenal at home, Fulham away, Man City at home, which has been rescheduled, obviously, when it got cancelled, and then Leicester away. And then we have our first round at the Serie A, at the San Siro against AC Milan on 14th of February. First leg in the Champions League, round of 16. So many games. I mean, in January alone, we have about 5 games. I mean, that's crazy to think we have 5 games in January. VAR's done more for Spurs than Royale, says David. I think you could possibly say that as well. But guys, I am going to wrap it up there. It was just an instant match reaction. I hope you guys have enjoyed that and have enjoyed that Spurs win today. If you did enjoy the video and you want to see more instant match reactions, please do smash the thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel. And of course, smash the like button. They're all free to do so. And if you do want to contribute and help the channel, improve the setups, improve the content, there is also that super chat option or the thanks button below in the description and in the bar at the bottom. Absolutely optional, and we do appreciate anyone that can support the channel. Don't forget, you got Jack's Matchday vlog coming up later, so get your notifications on for that so you don't miss the upload. Jack said it was an absolute brilliant vlog, so probably vlog of the season so far. So make sure you support that as well. And subscribe if you're new. And guys, that has been the last match reaction before the World Cup. We will see you very soon for more content. Remember, vlog later. And I'll catch you very soon on another live stream. Thanks for watching and take care. Bye-bye. COYS Spurs!